Well, hello! I'm out here in the backyard preparing the official Say Peru Christmas tree. I like to keep it outside because the last thing I need is for some old guy to be walking around my house in the middle of the night waking me up on the night before Christmas. So later, my friends are going to be stopping by to help me finish decorating the tree. Because if there's one thing we learned from watching the Charlie Brown Christmas special, it's that if you find a crappy tree, place one bulb on that tree, have your friends come by, wave their hands around like they just don't care, and then magically you'll have one of the most beautiful trees you have ever seen. And it's pretty cheap if you don't have any money. Speaking of crappy trees and no money, this would be a great time to talk about the city government of Peru. The city government actually began on March 26, 1842, when the citizens of Peru elected the first president. Actually, he was just a commissioner. Joseph Rayburn won the presidency by literally getting his name picked out of a hat first. The second name picked became the first town clerk. Within a year, a treasurer, lister, and marshal were added. Most people think we are a democracy, which literally means ruled by the people. It comes from the word, wow, what kind of English is that? It's like Greek to me.
It is Greek.
Oh.
Greek language.
That's one up language. In a true democracy, everyone gets a vote and majority always rules, no matter what. For example, if the majority of people that lived in Peru voted to make a law that said that all food at Mr. Weenie's was free, then that would happen, and the owners couldn't do anything to stop it. But things don't work that way, do they? We actually live in what's called a constitutional republic, or as I like to call it, a condemned public. I came back inside to make presents for my friends. I'm making macaroni signs. Constitutional republics are a deliberate attempt to diminish the threat of mobocracy, thereby protecting the minority groups from the tyranny of the majority, or from everyone stealing all Mr. Weenie's hamburgers. How it works is the power of the majority is kept in check by limiting our power to just electing representatives. That is why we have a representative government. We pick people to decide for us what the laws should be, but they can only govern within the limits of the US and state constitutions. Kind of like the American gladiators. If you don't get it right now, that's okay, just think on it. I'm getting Santa's yearly sacrificial offering of Christmas cookies ready for it. He's a very kind yet very demanding God. What can you do when you don't like how the government is running things? Well, one, you can either pray to Santa to bring you a lot of money, or two, you can petition the government. In fact, the white guys that started this country, they thought of it so important they put it in the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting any establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Basically, if you don't like how the government is running things, then you need to talk to your elected officials. If that doesn't work, then what you need to do is take some macaroni, some glue, a pen, and start a petition drive gathering signatures. No matter what legal or proactive measures you take, you have to say something. Because otherwise, it's just like a friend that keeps calling your phone or sending you text messages, and it annoys you, but you don't say anything, or you don't tell them to stop. I'm sorry, excuse me. What? Huh? What do you want? You know what? I will get a knife and I will hunt you down and I am going to cut you into little bitty chewy chunky morsels. And then I'm going to dip those morsels into creamy chocolatey milk chocolate and cover them in a candy coated shell, and so they will melt in your mouth and not in your hand. Now, leave me the fuck alone. You understand? No, you don't have to call the police or your mom. I'm sorry. I overreacted. Yeah, I guess I should have said something sooner, so yeah, I love you too, Dad. Okay. We all have one vote, one voice, or one piece of macaroni. Now, by itself, it isn't a whole lot. It's something, but not a lot. Now, if you add other pieces of macaroni to any issue or idea, like saving Peru, then, well, I think you get the idea. Oh, I'm making this shaker for my friend Sin. The final question is this: are you happy with the way the government is running things? And if not, What are you going to try and do to make things better? And if I leave this eggnog out here for Santa, how long before it spoils? Think about it. So educate yourself and eat a cookie or something. Deal. And this is one delicious instrument of death. I'm drinking Santa's eggnog. You won't mind. I'm eating a cross cookie. I don't know, it doesn't make Jesus mad. Well, it's gonna make Santa mad.